Epic Universe is the newest theme park in Orlando, and it is a game changer. Hi, I'm Serena from Living by Disney, and in this video guide, I'll be showing you everything Epic Universe has to offer, plus tips to make the most out of your time at the park. When you arrive at Epic Universe, you're going to first enter through the mysterious Kronos. It's a device that opens these portals to 5 immersive lands. The park uses a wheel and spoke layout, which was first introduced by Walt Disney in 1955, which makes it very easy to navigate from the central hub, Celestial Park. Today, we're going to start clockwise exploring all of the portals: Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe, the Wizarding World's Ministry of Magic, Isle of Berk, which is one of my favorites, and Celestial Park. We'll be covering all of the attractions, entertainment, shopping, and so much more. This video was made during early access before the official opening day, so I'll be sharing updated tips and strategies in future videos. Make sure you're subscribed. Now sit back and relax, and we'll start our tour in Super Nintendo World. Welcome to Super Nintendo World, the home of beloved characters and games from our childhood. This park feels like stepping into a game in the best way possible. From the moment you enter that green warp pipe and enter Peach's castle, you are fully transported to the Mushroom Kingdom of Mario and his friends. If we could use the music, you would be hearing that dun 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 dun. Now, this is not the first Nintendo World. Universal has one in Japan and one in Hollywood, but it is the largest one, and it is incredibly impressive. The entire land feels alive. There is so much movement happening everywhere you look, with moving platforms and coins and game characters. You'll notice that the main area is actually 3 levels, with Princess Peach's castle, Bowser's large fortress, as well as Yoshi's ride moving on your right. Inside of Super Nintendo World, you will find 3 attractions, 1 restaurant, several snack stops, characters, and lots of shops. Let's get started with the rides. Once you enter the land, head to your left and you will see Bowser's large fortress looming above you. This is the entrance to our first attraction, Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge. The first thing you'll notice here, and in all of the attractions in Epic Universe actually, is how much time and detail they put into the queues. No one loves waiting in lines, but if you have to, you might as well be in highly themed areas full of lots of things to look at. And bonus if the queue is actually inside and air conditioned. The book titles in the library just cracked me up too. This ride really brings the Mario Kart game to life. You're going to wear special 3D goggles and join forces with Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach to take on Team Bowser, and you're going to really feel like you stepped into the game. You can compete individually as well as teams and interact with your favorite Super Mario characters on this ride. Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge has a 40-inch height requirement and offers both Express Pass and single rider options. After you've dominated the races and won your trophies, you can slow things down a little with Yoshi's Adventure. To the right of the main entrance, you will find this heartwarming, family-friendly ride through the Mushroom Kingdom. This is a very slow-moving ride. It offers great views of the land and will be perfect for your little ones. This will have you hopping on Yoshi's back and embarking on a quest for glowing eggs. This one is absolutely adorable. It's just a really fun way to fully appreciate the theming of this incredible world. The height requirement for this is 34 inches, and it does offer Express Pass. And for our third attraction, we will head to the next area of Nintendo World, which has its kind of own separate theme. Let's enter the jungle of Donkey Kong Country. How fun is this? Just look at the incredible theming here. Again, it's totally different to the Mushroom Kingdom where we first entered. Now, this third ride and main attraction here in Donkey Kong Country is Minecart Madness. This is a wild minecart ride through the jungle. You're going to join Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong on this high-speed mission to protect the golden banana. The ride technology here is so cool. It feels like you are actually leaping areas of broken track on your minecart. I was so impressed with how the effect of jumping the track looks even better when you're on the ride. It is a super fun one. It is perfect for families. The minimum height here is 40 inches. And note that this ride does have a single rider, but it does not offer Express Pass. So those are the 3 rides inside Super Nintendo World. Now let's talk about the food. The main restaurant inside Super Nintendo World is Toadstool Cafe, and it is so cute. Chef Toad here is in the kitchen. He's crafting these great little dishes to fuel up your day full of gaming adventures. The theming here is just adorable. It offers American food with a fun Mario-themed twist. I just loved the theming inside. You'll want to check out the Mario Burger, maybe the Princess Peach birthday cake. In addition to Toadstool Cafe, there's 2 small snack carts in this land. Also, make sure you check out the Bubbly Barrel. This one is over near the Donkey Kong ride, and they have this really fun tropical banana Donkey Kong float. There's also characters you can meet in the land. We spotted Mario and Luigi, who meet guests together on the lower floor. Princess Peach also meets near her castle. Toad can sometimes be spotted. And soon to come is Donkey Kong, who does have his separate little designated meet and greet area, complete with this big pile of bananas. I haven't seen him appear yet during previews, but I'm sure he will be soon. All right, let's talk about shopping. Now, of course, no theme park land would be complete without shops that sell themed merch. And there are several inside of Super Nintendo World. There's 2 large retail shops here, and they're honestly worth checking out. Mario Motors is the first one that you'll find near the Mario Kart ride. And I am just obsessed with the theming that they put inside of these stores. And throughout the video, I'll be showcasing some of that to you because it just always really stands out to me. I'm always so impressed when they add detail and theming into areas where they didn't really have to. It's just so much fun. The second large store inside Super Nintendo World is called the 1-Up Factory. Again, the details here are amazing, and the merchandise itself is so good. If you are on a budget, I'm so sorry to tell you this, but you will be spending some money because this stuff is so adorable. I bought it the first day, and by day 2, I ended up with a mushroom headband. It happens. In addition to the amazing details in this land, there's also a gameplay aspect that is built into it. Guests can purchase a power-up band and earn points by playing and scanning their way through the land, collecting things, and even unlocking new areas. It's something I can't wait to try next time, but if this is your thing, make sure to buy your power-up band before you fully explore the land. All right. It is time to say goodbye to Mario and his friends and venture out into our next portal. If we continue our clockwise approach to the land, we will be changing vibes here because the next area we will get to is Dark Universe. Welcome to Dark Universe. When you step through the Dark Universe portal, you'll find yourself in a totally different world. Here, universal monsters aren't just scary tales, they are a living, breathing part of this world. Dark Universe is based on the classic Universal monsters, and many of them are residents here. This fictional town of Darkmoor Village serves as the home of Dark Universe, and the Frankenstein legacy runs throughout it. You enter the decrepit village's crumbling streets, and it leads you to the center of the village and directly to Frankenstein Manor, where Dr. Victoria Frankenstein, who is the great-granddaughter of the infamous doctor, has continued her family's work deep in the catacombs of Frankenstein Manor. There are 2 attractions here at Dark Universe, along with a restaurant, a tavern, a quick food spot, characters that you can meet, shops, and even a place where you can transform into your own monster. All right, let's start with the main attraction here, Monsters Unchained. In this revolutionary ride, you'll enter Frankenstein Manor and get a first-hand look at Dr. Victoria Frankenstein's experiments as she tries to take control of the park's many monsters. The queue continues throughout the manor, telling a very detailed story of the occupants and the various experiments that have been happening within. There are 2 pre-shows before you board the ride. Here's a short look at them. First, you're going to run into Igor, who shows you the ride vehicle you will be boarding. He is going to give you a demonstration of how he will steer the vehicle. And these ride vehicles, they are really cool. And when you're looking at this, you're like, that looks crazy. And yeah, that's what it looks like. Then in the next pre-show, you will meet Dr. Victoria herself, who will show you her Frankenstein experiment and explain to you her plan to capture Dracula. But of course, things go wrong, and as guests ride through the manor, Dracula himself will lead a revolt, and you'll get to see creatures like the Mummy, the Wolfman, the creature from the Black Lagoon, even the Phantom of the Opera, all depicted through some of the most technologically advanced animated figures ever developed by Universal. There is so much happening in this ride. It is fairly intense. The movement of the ride is really like nothing I've done before, and it's a very intense experience. It's creepy without going into the horror realm, but if you're concerned about it being appropriate for someone in your party, I would recommend trying to find a POV like ride-through video just so you can check it out before you go. The minimum height for this one is 48 inches. There is a single rider and an express pass option. And for the second attraction, the Werewolves of Universal have a ride of their own. It's called Curse of the Werewolf. It's a 37-mile-per-hour thrill ride that will send guests through a dark forest full of beasts that are ready to attack them. Once you're seated and the ride is off, it's just nonstop thrills. It's basically a roller coaster, but there's also a spinning element to the cars that definitely adds more thrill to it. The ride is fairly short, but it is a ton of fun. It must be 40 inches tall to ride, and there is a single rider line and express pass access as well. Okay, that's it for rides. Let's talk about an experience that lets you become a monster yourself. The Darkmoor Monster Makeup Experience. This shopping/makeup experience is located in the old lab of the Bride of Frankenstein's own Dr. Pretorius, and it allows guests to become mummies, werewolves, vampires, and much more. Now let's talk about characters. As you'll see, every land in Epic Universe has so many characters that bring the worlds to life. While visiting Darkmoor, you're going to find all kinds of creatures and adventurers that are roaming the streets, and it just is amazing to me how much it adds to the experience. There are a designated meet and greet area where you can meet Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein. I highly recommend meeting the bride. She was so super cool to talk to, just a ton of fun. I really liked her interaction with the kids that I saw as well. You'll also see Igor and the Invisible Man roaming the streets and interacting with guests. You'll see musicians telling tales and legends. Some are interactive where they get guests involved in the stories. There's also monster hunters that you can visit. They especially like to hang out in the tavern. There's just a lot of life to this land, and I highly recommend setting aside a little bit of time to just soak it up and enjoy it before you're moving on to the next thing. All right, let's talk about the food. There's one restaurant, one tavern, and like a quick snack spot inside of Dark Universe. If you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, this is so my vibe, then I highly suggest you visit both the restaurant and the tavern. You're gonna really particularly enjoy them. So let's start with the restaurant. It's called Das Steakhouse. Built over some of Darkmoor's ancient catacombs, Das Steakhouse is a vampire lover's dream, featuring artwork of vampires in their element, and the staff is made up of vampire familiars. It is a dining experience steeped in Darkmoor's history. The food's to die for, and they'll tell you to make sure and enjoy your last meal. I tried the Das Burger, which was a burger with tomato pepper, chutney, white cheddar cheese, grilled onions, hot cherry peppers, bacon on a black bun with fries. It was very unique. The flavor combination was really tasty. Highly recommend that one. Next up is the Tavern. Okay, this place is so cool. This is called the Burning Blade Tavern. In Darkmoor, the monsters might rule the village, but the monster hunters have a hangout of their own, located in an old windmill that Frankenstein fans might recognize, which also does burst into flame like it did in the movie. The Burning Blade Tavern is where you'll find Dark Universe's finest monster hunters hanging out, having a drink, and sharing tales of their creature encounters. While you're there, you'll be able to grab a drink of your own, lots of adult beverages to choose from, and order from a tavern-style menu. There are a lot of really unique foods here to try, but like I said, you'll definitely want to stop here, grab a drink, listen to the monster hunters. It makes a great spot for an afternoon break. Let's talk about Dark Universe shopping. There are 3 different stores within this land where you can pick up all your spooky monster merch. The main store is called Pretorius's Scientific Oddities. Here you can bring a piece of the Dark Universe home with you. There are some really cool things, mostly in the classic monster category. Definitely pick up some things to fit the vibe of Dark Universe. Then there's also the Manor Storehouse, which is the shop where you exit the Monsters Unchained ride, and they'll have a lot of Frankenstein merch and merch that's specific to this attraction. And then there's one last one, which is called the Guild of Mystics, which is like an outdoor shopping kiosk near the Curse of the Werewolf ride. And of course, there are big merchandise stores in Celestial Park, but we'll get to those in a little bit. Overall, the vibes inside of Dark Universe are immaculate. The theming is so well done. If you can spend a little time here in the evening, it's even spookier. Make sure that you check out the electric elements on the top of the tower that light up with the electricity and the Burning Blade Tavern that bursts into flames. Stick around to chat with the characters and just enjoy all of the amazing theming that comes together so beautifully. Next up, another big change of pace. Grab your wands, because we're headed to the Wizarding World. Welcome to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic. The Harry Potter worlds have been among the most popular lands inside of Universal's theme parks, and it's so exciting to have an all-new Wizarding World to explore. As you enter the portal, which is essentially a giant time turner for my fellow wizard fans, you can even hear it ticking as you walk through. You'll be entering the Wizarding World of Paris in the 1920s. Yes, we have time traveled. It's full of cobblestone streets, cafes, and shops. There is so much charm and so much to explore. After passing through the Phoenix Arch at the entrance, guests will find themselves in a place that's inspired by the Fantastic Beasts films. So the theming here is not the original Harry Potter movies. This enchanting recreation of Paris in the 1920s is filled with cafes and shops and is the biggest thing that Universal Creative has ever built. Inside of this Wizarding World, you will find one attraction, one stage show, 2 restaurants, a bar, a drink cart, and 4 main shops. Let's start with the ride, Harry Potter and the Battle at the Ministry. So guests will travel from Paris all the way to the British Ministry of Magic for the trial of Dolores Umbridge. Yes, I know we were just in 1920s Paris, and now we're going to be in 1990s Britain. Look, we're not going to ask any questions. I'm sure there's time turners and magic involved. We're just going to go with it. It's fine. I must say, as much as I love the theming of the 1920s Paris, which is just so well done, walking into this attraction is the moment where I had a real, actual emotional connection to this park, because now we're entering the world of the characters that we know and love so much. I won't be showing any footage of the ride. We're just going to look at the queue, but you need to know that the queue is just as good as the ride. Upon arrival, you will have a truly jaw-dropping moment where you enter the Ministry's grand atrium. The overhead announcements will let you know that the trial of Dolores Umbridge is beginning today. As you continue along the queue, you will be winding your way through the Ministry of Magic and its various departments, which include talking portraits and magical statues, and many other surprises await. You'll pass the Auror locker rooms, so make sure you notice that you can spot the lockers of Harry Potter, Neville Longbottom, and Ron Weasley. You'll also pass the offices of the Dolores Umbridge herself. If you're a big Harry Potter fan, you're going to notice so many cool details. Here's a quick look at what the ride seating looks like before it takes off. The height requirement for this is 40 inches. There is a single rider line, and there is no express pass option for this one, so make a note of that. This was my personal favorite ride at Epic Universe, not only because I'm a big Harry Potter fan, but I absolutely love the way they blended the technology and the movement of the ride itself. Highly recommend this one. It should be noted that currently they are operating on a virtual queue system. I don't know if it'll be like this when you visit, but make sure to pay attention when you enter the park. Highly recommend this one. Do not miss it. Next up is the other big must-do in the Ministry of Magic, and that's the show. Les Cirques Arcanus. Here you will step into the big top for a live stage show. The story of the show features the ringmaster who has stolen Newt Scamander's suitcase. And if you've seen the Fantastic Beasts movies, then you know that there are many things inside of that suitcase. It is really unique and really entertaining, with several wow moments that happen throughout the show. Let's talk about the characters and entertainment in the Ministry of Magic. So there are a lot of wandering entertainers. There aren't formal meet and greets here in this land, but there is a lot of roving character performers that you can encounter who live and inhabit this land. You could encounter an Auror from the French Ministry of Magic. There are Wizarding Exchange students wandering around that you can meet. They are so darling. There's also a fabulous talking portrait and it's sort of like a back alleyway, and that is where you'll find the talking portrait, and she's actually talking to you. You can tell her your name. She'll have a whole conversation with you. It's so cool. Definitely check that out. Let's talk about the food in this Wizarding World. I will apologize for my French pronunciation. I understand they want to be authentic, but it does make my job a little bit harder. Okay, there's some fabulous food here. Inside the Wizarding World, you're going to find 2 restaurants. The first you're going to see as soon as you enter the land. It is an outdoor cafe on your left, and it's called Café La Air de la Serene. And it is actually the most beautiful French-themed restaurant. It is beautifully adorned with carved marble and intricate details of fantastic beasts throughout the tile and the mosaics. The menu features French sandwiches and small plates and lots of desserts, including this fabulous butterbeer crepe, which I think is going to be one of the most popular things to order. The second restaurant is called Les Gobelets Noirs, and this is the hotspot for dark wizards and witches to gather and escape the prying eyes of the Paris ministry. It's a little bit dark and a little bit seedy. It's definitely fun. I will say I love the fact that this restaurant is so huge. If you've ever eaten in the Wizarding Worlds before, the restaurants are always packed, and this one has plenty of room and plenty of seating for everyone. Then there's also a bar. It's called Bar Moonshine. This is the local Ministry of Magic watering hole, and there is a lot of different fun beverages here. Very fun. No trip to the Wizarding World is complete without a butterbeer. They serve regular and frozen. I always love frozen, especially because it's always warm, and there's just nothing better on a warm day than a nice frozen butterbeer. All right, now let's talk shopping, because let me tell you, the shops inside this world are fantastic. First up, there's a wand shop. Now, if you've been to other Wizarding Worlds, you know going to Ollivander's is a big deal, but this one is an all-new wand shop with a new wand maker. It is called Cosme Acajor Baguettes Magique, which the fact that magic wand is called a magic baguette is the most French thing ever. The Parisian wand maker herself in there often, and she's fabulous and super fun to talk to. Then there's the Tour en Fleu. This is the Ministry of Magic shop. This is the one that you will exit when you finish the ride. And there's a lot of Wizarding World stuff here, but definitely heavy on the Ministry of Magic merch. And the biggest shop is just as you enter the land to the left. And this merchandise location has a little bit of everything. Also, it is a stunningly beautiful shop. Again, the details, y'all. I love the details that they put in every area. And lastly is the candy shop. This is sort of the French version of Honeydukes, and you're going to find tons of adorable wizarding themed treats here, including a whole bakery case filled with goodies. If you love doing the spell locations inside of the Wizarding Worlds, there are all new spells here in the Epic Universe Harry Potter land. So make sure you bring your wand or pick an interactive wand up so that you can use it while you're here. I think that this land is incredible. I expected this one to be my favorite, but interestingly enough, we're about to get to my favorite of all the lands. Next up, it's time to see some dragons. Welcome to Isle of Berk, the Viking world based on the How to Train Your Dragon films. If you've always wanted to pet a dragon and drink some ale in the mighty mead hall, you will love this fantastical land. Isle of Berk has 3 attractions, a Broadway-style stage show, a large kids' playground, and tons of characters and food. Let's dive in and take a closer look. The first thing you will notice in Berk is the incredible theming. At more than 15 acres, this huge sprawling land is filled with life. Characters roam the land, dragons are everywhere to be found, and with so much water and a roller coaster weaving through the land, Isle of Berk really feels like a living, breathing, moving world. Let's start with the attractions. One of my favorite rides in all of Epic Universe is in this land, and it may surprise you to hear that, but Hiccup's Wing Gliders is far more fun than I expected. This coaster will have you swooping wildly around the Isle of Berk and skimming a lagoon on the back of a winged glider. This might be the designated family coaster in Epic Universe, but Hiccup's wing gliders still delivers thrills for all ages. I love the backstory, so Hiccup invents a mechanical glider to simulate the experience of flying on Toothless, his Night Fury dragon. However, Toothless is not pleased with the idea and mischievously launches the gliders without their wings, leading to some unexpected twists and turns. It's a lot of fun and definitely a must-do. One thing I did want to mention that I absolutely love at Epic Universe is the upgraded locker system. So certain thrill rides at Universal don't allow you to bring bags or loose items, and they have you put them in a locker. And the updated locker system here is so easy to use. You don't need to scan any kind of park ticket. It just scans your face and gives you a free locker to store your items. After your ride is done, you'll scan your face again and it'll open up your locker so you can retrieve your things. It's super simple and very easy to use. Hiccup's Wing Gliders has a height requirement of 40 inches. It does offer a single rider line and express pass option. Ride number 2 in Isle of Berk is Dragon Racers Rally. Here you'll twist and turn in individual dragon riding trainers that are at one end of this huge spinning pendulum. Once you strap in, you're going to practice your high-speed barrel rolls and maneuver at various gravity-defying angles. This one is really fun. It's just very short and it can be a slow loader. So sometimes the wait times are going to get long on this one, but it is a ton of fun. Dragon Racers Rally has a 48-inch height requirement and does not offer Express Pass. And the third ride here is called Fire Drill. This is an interactive splash attraction where Viking twins Roughnut and Toughnut have taken the fire school training ground from the movies and they've transformed it into a boat battle. So you're surrounded here by fire-breathing dragons, and the goal is to put out flame-like targets using the water cannons that are on your ship. And these cannons actually shoot over 28 feet. The ride is a fun game with two sides of the boat competing against each other. It's a fun and great way to cool off. Fire Drill doesn't have a minimum height requirement, but children under 48 inches will require an adult to accompany them, and it does offer Express Pass access. That's it for the rides, but in my opinion, the must-do in Isle of Berk is the stage show. It's called The Untrainable Dragon, and this show is so good. They don't let us film it, and if I were you, I actually wouldn't look up anything. Just let yourself be surprised by this incredible Broadway-level show. It's so good. In addition to the rides and the show, there is a huge playground in Isle of Berk. It's called the Viking Training Camp. It is filled with colorful climbing towers. It's a great area for preschool-age children. It's actually 2 stories, lots of dragon-themed things for the kids to play on. And there's actually several original props from the movies that are tucked away here as well. All right, let's talk about characters, because you guys know by now at this point in the tour that I love roaming characters in the land. And there are tons of them here in Isle of Berk. And as I've said before, they just bring the worlds to life. As far as an actual meet and greet, you'll find Toothless in his own designated space where you can meet him pretty much all day long. And what a highlight he is. You can have your own moment of getting to pet him just like Hiccup did and interact with him. In addition to Toothless, there are Vikings that roam all over the world. You can see Astrid roaming around and talk to her. Sometimes she'll have Stormfly walking around with her, which is her dragon. You can see Gobber over in his blacksmithing area. There are twins, Roughnut and Toughnut, that wander around, and they are so much fun to talk to. Don't miss them. Additionally, the Viking village features 30 dragons around the village, representing 17 different types of species. And many of them are animated, so definitely keep your eyes peeled for all the dragons that you can find. And you can even see some adorable baby dragons near where Toothless meets. Plus, as if all of that wasn't enough, apparently Universal is testing actual flying dragons, like in the air, which is going to be amazing. I can't wait to see that. All right, let's talk about all the fun and tasty food options in Isle of Berk. Mead Hall is the main restaurant here, and it is a wonder to behold. It is like something straight out of the movies. The giant Viking-sized food hall is the perfect place to grab some grub. The theming here is beautiful. I love the Viking-style tapestries and artwork everywhere. It serves as the main food hall in Isle of Berk. It has lots of hearty dishes. Check out the surf and turf platter, which is great for families, along with a variety of ales and seltzers. One thing I love about all of the restaurants in Epic Universe, and I wanted to mention it here, is that you don't have to wait to order from a counter. As soon as you walk into the restaurant, go find yourself a table, sit down, and relax. There'll be a QR code on the table that will automatically open up the Universal app when you scan it so that you can mobile order your food right from your table. After you've ordered, you can input your table number and they will bring your order right to you while you sit and relax. It just makes things so simple and easy. There's also 2 quick service food spots in Berk. Spitfire Grill has different types of protein bowls, and my favorite was Hooligan's Grog and Grill. They have some awesome grab-and-go snacks. This place has already become popular for their mac and cheese cones. They offer 3 different types that have creamy mac and cheese served in a crunchy bread cone. Very tasty, great, and fun for sharing. Most food places also offer mobile ordering as well, so keep that in mind if you prefer to use the Universal app to order your food. Now, we have to talk about the shopping in Berk because the merchandise is so good. There are 4 different shopping spots in here where you can get all your Dragon Rider gear. The 2 largest stores are Viking Traders in the center near Mead Hall. This is a great place to get all your Viking stuff so you can really feel like you are a citizen of Berk. And then the other large shop that was actually my favorite is called Toothless's Treasures. This is kind of near where you meet Toothless, and this is where you're going to find all your How to Train Your Dragon merchandise, tons of adorable Toothless stuff. And again, with the details, notice the sleeping baby dragons above you. Overall, How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk is my favorite land at Epic Universe, which did surprise me, but I think it's just that the theme here is so well done. It's so immersive. I love the attractions here. They're super fun. I love the music that's playing everywhere. In my opinion, the soundtrack for these movies is one of the best. The show here just completely stole my heart. The food is excellent. Everything is so detailed. You really feel transported to this Viking land. And of course, the characters that are here bring everything to life. It is the perfect theme park land, and your whole family is going to love it. All right, now it's time for our last stop on our tour. It's time to head to the center of the park, the world that connects all the lands together. Let's head to the skies and take a tour of Celestial Park. As soon as you enter the Kronos at the front of Epic Universe, you'll be inside the ethereal world of Celestial Park. The Celestians are the residents of the park, and they created the Kronos that opened the gateway to the grand stories that await behind each of the portals. Celestial Park is the hub of the theme park, and you'll walk through it each time you travel from one land to the next. Here, everyone is greeted as a traveler as you pass through while exploring all of these new worlds. Inside, Celestial Park is an expanse of lush gardens, shimmering fountains, and pathways with awe-inspiring architecture inspired by astronomy and mythology. It is meticulously designed, and it definitely puts the park back in theme park. It's said to attract artists, musicians, and explorers, and you will likely come across many unique entertainers while you're here. And as beautiful as these fountains and gardens are, Celestial Park really shines after dusk when the land comes to life. Just look at how stunning this is. I highly recommend checking out Celestial Park after dark, along with Dark Universe. One of my favorite features in Celestial Park are the beautiful fountains. They hold 7 acres of water, including this really large round one in the center. You'll be able to catch a fountain show throughout the day and night, where a multitude of lively fountains sway and dance with interactive lighting, even reaching heights of up to 135 feet in the air, to music from all of the lands in Epic Universe. Make sure to stop by and enjoy the show. There's plenty of seating all around the fountain, and it is the perfect place to take a break. Okay. Let's start with the main ride here, Stardust Racers. I would say that this is the most thrilling ride inside of Epic Universe. Stardust Racers is a dual-launch racing coaster designed to mimic comets racing through the heavens. It reaches speeds of up to 62 miles per hour and heights up to 133 feet on a 5,000-foot track. It's a pretty intense coaster, but it is buttery smooth, and the fact that you're getting so close to the other track really adds to the thrilling element. Pro tip, there's a green and a yellow track, and the green is thought to be slightly more intense. Stardust Racers has a minimum height of 48 inches, and it offers a single rider line as well as an express pass. You will need to store all of your loose belongings in a locker, including your phone, because they will have you walk through a metal detector before you board. The second ride in Celestial Park is the Constellation Carousel. It's definitely a reimagined take on the classic carousel, and it is one of the most visually stunning carousels ever built. It features a variety of celestial creatures like lions, dragons, and peacocks, and each of these creatures rotates 360 degrees as riders are gently lifted up to 6 feet in the air, adding extra excitement to the ride. It is truly gorgeous to watch or ride, and it's even more stunning at night. Constellation Carousel has no minimum height requirement. Children under 48 inches will require an adult to ride with them, and it does offer an express pass option. Let's talk about dining. Celestial Park has the largest number of food and drink spots in the park. You're going to find something for everyone here. There are 2 full-service restaurants, 4 larger quick-service spots, and a ton of smaller kiosks and bars that you can visit along your travels. The 2 full-service restaurants are the Atlantic and the Blue Dragon. The Atlantic offers exquisite surf and turf dishes with a Victorian-style setting that kind of resembles being inside a giant aquarium. The focus is definitely more on a fine dining feel and a seafood-heavy menu, and it has stunning views of Celestial Park. It's an ideal place to eat as the sun goes down. The second full-service restaurant is the Blue Dragon. It's a Pan-Asian restaurant. It hasn't been open yet during previews, so I haven't been inside it. But Universal says it'll be a Pan-Asian menu with a vibrant ambiance highlighted by neon dragons and ethereal lanterns. Now, there are so many food spots inside of Celestial Park that we can't go into detail on all of them, but here's a few highlights. Of the 4 larger casual food spots in this land, my favorite place to eat, in fact, it's probably my favorite place to eat in all of Epic Universe so far, is Pizza Moon. You'll find Pizza Moon near the portal to Nintendo World, and here piping hot pizza pies are cooked inside wood-fire pizza ovens and served in a dazzling early 1900s Victoria Theater turned cosmic pizzeria. In addition to these incredible pizzas, they've got pasta dishes as well as salads and desserts. Again, the details in the theme here, beautiful. I loved everything about it. The other standout casual food spot to me was the Oak and Star Tavern. This has a great atmosphere. It is near the portal to Dark Universe. Very cozy vibes, perfect spot to gather with family and friends. Attached to the tavern is an indoor-outdoor bar called the Plastered Owl, which is the most amazing name. This is a whimsical tavern where beer flows straight from the tap of a majestic ancient oak tree. Another large casual dining spot that I haven't even visited yet is near Stardust Racers. It's called Meteor Astropub. It offers beer, cocktails, and burgers in this meteor-themed cosmic pub. There's also a bunch of smaller walk-up snack spots and bars. There's Celeste Tiki, which has great tiki-themed frozen cocktails. There's the Frosty Moon, which is your ice cream spot. And of course, no theme park can be complete without a Starbucks, at least in my opinion. If you need some caffeine, there is a large Starbucks just after you enter the park on the right. Now, just as most theme parks have a large retail presence when you first enter, Celestial Park also does. It offers 6 different shops inside of this land where you can pick up all of your favorite souvenirs. Probably the standout one to me was Otherworld's Mercantile. This is an ideal spot if you want to find one store that has a little bit of everything from all of the portals. It has things from Super Nintendo World, Isle of Berk, Wizarding World, and Dark Universe, as well as just general Epic Universe merchandise. And again, the theming, the celestial details are so beautiful. You'll also find another large Nintendo store, a chocolate and candy shop, a Christmas shop, and so much more. I also just want to mention briefly that one other thing you can find inside of Epic Universe attached to Celestial Park is the Helios Grand Resort. For the first time, you can actually stay in a hotel that's right there at the theme park. I checked it out and absolutely fell in love with this incredible location and the amazing park views that you can get from your room. Just look at these stunning views of Epic Universe and the fountains from a theme park view room. I'm actually contemplating doing a separate video just on the Helios Resort, so if that's something you'd like, let me know in the comments. That will wrap up our tour of the new Epic Universe Park at Universal Orlando. I hope you've enjoyed this video. We have honestly just scratched the surface of learning about this incredible new park. Once it's officially open and things are settling in, I'll be doing further videos highlighting strategies and tips for getting the most out of your visit. So if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to our channel where we share tips on Universal, Disney World, and Disney Cruise Line. If there's any questions that I can help with, please drop them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer anything I can. You can also follow me on Instagram for more quick tips, as well as listen to my podcast called Living by Disney, where I do more in-depth reviews and coverage. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.